In this video, I'm going to show you how to lose weight without much effort. Watch this video and you'll lose weight like a ninja. If you want to control what you eat, control your body, and control your life, then hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video. These tips are based on years of trial and error, a lot of experimentation, a lot more error than trial, but I think these should really help. These aren't the end-all be-all, and if you follow these steps, you're going to lose 30 pounds in 2 months. I'm not saying that at all, but a lot of this really helps me. It doesn't really address mindset, but these are just some hacks that you can use to facilitate your weight loss efforts, help you overcome eating disorders, and help you break bad eating habits. Keep in mind that your mindset is way more important, and these are just hacks that are designed to supplement you. They're not really designed to replace the negative thoughts that you have in your head. If you need to reprogram your mindset, then check out some of my previous videos on that. Okay, my first hack is don't eat at vulnerable times. I've found that in my experience, I ate the most when I came home from work. So it was the first 2 or 3 hours after work. And this is usually when people have a hard time controlling what they eat. They wake up, they feel energized, maybe they go to the gym, they start the day really well, and they start the morning and they don't have any problems. But it's when they get to the end of the day and they're tired and they probably haven't eaten much, and that's the only time they have to relax. Well, what better way than to open a bag of chips or a bag of cookies and veg out on the couch when you don't have any more obligations. Late afternoon is also a time when willpower and self-control start to wane a little bit. We start the day with more willpower and then we end the day. Willpower starts here and then it gradually declines towards the end of the day. So what I found was when I really limited what I ate towards the end of the day, when I was the most vulnerable, between that transition time between work and coming home, and I was really self-conscious of what I was doing, that's when I made the most gains, because I would do well the whole day and then I would blow it at the end, and then I'd be like, oh man, what did I do? I started so well and then I ended so poorly, and now I didn't make any progress today. So you don't want to go the whole day and do well and make progress and then just negate that at the end. That's really frustrating. So be really conscious of those times, and it's not the same for everybody, but you're gonna have to be a little more self-aware. Remember, this whole channel is about self-awareness, right? What are you doing and why are you doing it? So for me, it was at the end of the day. For some people, it might be midday. Others, it might be weekends, when they don't have that structure anymore. My second hack for you is don't eat when you travel. I've made a previous video about eating right when you and being healthy when you travel, especially when you fly, when you're surrounded by Cinnabon and Onions and Quiznos, and what else do they have? The whole food court basically, and then all of these snack shops, and then the snacks on the plane, and then the restaurants, and you don't have your typical kitchen. It's really hard to be healthy when you fly. You just have to be more conscious of what you're doing. But in that video, one of the hacks I said was just don't eat anything. I love fasting when I fly. I usually go the whole day without eating. I do not pass out. I don't have diabetes. So if you have diabetes, you might want to check with your physician on that. But if you don't have diabetes and you have normal blood sugar levels, then try it. Just wake up, go to the airport, fly the whole day, maybe have a sensible dinner to end it. A lot of times I just go the whole day without eating anything. I'm always on the go. I'm always transitioning. I'm out of my element. Uh, I'm always going from one place to the next. To me, it's just a logical time to fast because I don't really have a good time to sit down and have a good meal. I don't want to rely on convenience food the whole time. I don't want to be eating, Cliff Bars the whole day. It's not going to hurt you to go one day without food. It's certainly not going to hurt to go 12 or 18 hours without eating it. So next time you do it, try it. The day goes so fast anyway, you don't even notice. And then you don't have to use the nasty bathrooms in the airport. Eat more filling foods. And let me give you an example. This is a russet potato, just your typical spud, or tater as they say in the South. This is about a 1 pound potato. This is actually really good if you've gone 12 or 18 hours without eating, by the way. Just dunk it in some boiling water, boil it. One of the best meals I ever had was a boiled potato and some salsa. It was really good. It was after a long fast. But you compare that to this, okay? These are some potato chips that I found at my local Walmart here. So they turned this into this. Now the problem is, this is really filling. This is its most natural state. If I took this and I just put it in your stomach, you'd feel really full. In fact, there are some people, there was this potato farmer in Washington State, and he was really mad that the school board banned potatoes because potatoes were fattening because they have a lot of starch and they elevate blood sugar. And that's true, by the way, but they don't elevate blood sugar in the long term. Anyway, different discussion. And he ate nothing but spuds for, I forget how long, 2 months, and he lost 20 pounds or something like that. It was crazy. But then they take this thing and then they combine it with a bunch of oil and they turn it into this. Keep in mind, this whole bag is, let's see, this is about 1,200 calories, okay? But it only comes up to about there. So it's not that much. And the thing is, once you eat one chip, you just want to keep eating and eating and eating and eating and eating. And you just want to eat more and more and more. More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? Alright, back to the video. My point is, you want to eat more filling stuff, especially when you're on a weight loss diet and you shouldn't be eating as much as your body needs. I mean, that's really the only way to lose weight. So I found that it really helps to eat stuff like this. Follow your appetite, just eat more filling stuff, because even if you did eat a normal portion of stuff like this, you're not going to feel that full. That's not really the point of this. This stuff is what I call party food. It's fun food. It's entertainment food. It's not really designed to satiate appetite. Remember, manufacturers want you to eat more and more. Since the title of this video is Ninja Hacks, you want to hear a joke? No, you probably don't, but I'm going to say it anyway. What did Bruce Lee say when he walked into a Burger King? Whoopah! Okay, that was a really bad joke. I didn't make it up. I heard it somewhere. Hey, speaking of Whoppers, alright, my next hack for you is never promise to go on a diet. There's this phenomenon called the Last Supper diet that a lot of people do when they try to lose weight. So they're really bad one day and they say, okay, this is it. I'm going to go on a diet tomorrow. So today I'm going to be really bad, and then tomorrow I'm going to be this perfect specimen that has so much willpower and so much self-control. It's this little lie that we tell ourselves to justify bad behavior today, because tomorrow we're going to pay for it, right? And future self is going to be perfect, and future self is going to do this and that. Thing is, you're staring at future self whenever you look in the mirror. Future self is right there. He's staring at you, or she's staring at you, whichever your gender is. But promising to go on a diet only leads to bad behavior today. And the thing is, that diet never comes. Future self never comes. It's just this illusion that you have. It's all in your imagination. You're just trying to justify bad behavior today. So my advice to you is never promise to go on a diet. If you want to go on a diet, start today. You know, don't wait until tomorrow, next week, or next month and justify your behavior today and just assume that you're going to be really amazing tomorrow. The thing is, future self is today's self. It's the same. Another little hack for you is wear tighter clothes. I got this from Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was never trying to lose weight. He was always trying to gain weight. So he would wear clothes that reminded him of how small his muscles are. Now, if you're watching this, you probably need to wear clothes that remind you of how big you are. Now, no offense, but if you want to be honest with yourself and you want constant reminders of why you're trying to eat healthier and you're trying to lose weight, just wear tighter clothes. You don't have to do it all the time, but do it once in a while. You know, put on some pants that are 1 or 2 inches smaller. Put on a slightly smaller shirt, and it just reminds you of what you need to do all the time. And then you feel bad about yourself, and then you have bad body image, and then you want to give up. Don't do that, but just do it once in a while to remind yourself that you still have progress to make, and to remind yourself that you really do need to make changes. It's really easy to pretend that everything is okay when you wear larger clothes, because what happens is you set a new standard, and so your standard goes higher and higher when you want your standard to go lower. My point is, over time, we have this tendency to deceive ourselves and to pretend like everything is okay. I remember one time I didn't step on the scale for 6 months. which was good in some ways because then I stopped obsessing about it. But this was at a time when I was chewing and spitting and I was binging and fasting, and I just pretended like I wasn't gaining weight. And then I stepped on the scale and I was like 15 pounds heavier. And it was this really traumatic experience. But if I had been paying attention and if I had been, taking measurements and stepping on the scale, I couldn't have deceived myself. Numbers don't lie, okay? The data don't lie. So that's why I recommend that you get constant feedback. And that leads me to my next tip is weigh yourself and measure yourself regularly. I've debated this probably too much, but if you step on the scale once or twice a week and you measure your body around your chest, your stomach, your waist, and your thigh, I would say once or twice a month, it allows you to measure progress, and it also prevents you from going too far. And here's what I mean. I just provided you that anecdote where I didn't step on the scale for 6 months, and then I stepped on the scale and I realized I was 15 pounds heavier than what I thought. The only way I reached that point is because I just ignored data. I wasn't measuring anything, I wasn't tracking anything. And I heard from somebody, I forget who, but what gets measured changes, right? So if you don't measure things, nothing ever changes. If you don't measure it, then you just pretend like you're on the right track and everything is okay. You can weigh yourself every day if you have a scale there in the bathroom and you measure yourself in the same conditions and at the same time. I don't find that necessary because a lot of times it's hard to tolerate those daily fluctuations, and then it leads to more frustration and then you want to give up. But you definitely need to measure stuff. So I recommend once or twice a week or every 3 or 4 days. If you're wondering which scale I use, this is my Tanita. Okay, I bought this about 2 years ago. It's really fancy and you don't need something that's that that has this many features, but I'm kind of nerdy like that. And I only buy a scale once every, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. So this thing will last a long time, and Tanita is a good brand. But you can easily find something at a department store or at a sporting goods store or Amazon, of course, that's only $20. And this thing measures body fat, but I don't really trust it. A lot of times it overestimates how much body fat I have. I kind of have a good sense of how much I have because I can measure it. I can look at myself in the mirror. I measure myself with this little tape measure. Okay, I use centimeters, even though this is the United States, just easier that way. But I put it around my chest, I put it around my belly button, my waist, and then my thigh once or twice a month, and that gives me a good idea of my body composition. And it's also good to use this when you're trying to lose weight because sometimes the scale goes up and down. You know those fluctuations, and it goes up a pound one day, even though you were really good the day before, and it's really frustrating. So I use this as a different um, way of measuring myself because if the numbers on this are going down, but the numbers on the scale are going up, it's not that bad. And not only that, the fluctuations with your body are less than the weight. The weight kind of, I don't know, it does its own thing sometimes. You guys probably know that. You can buy one of these on Amazon. I get 3 of these for $15. They're super cheap. And my last tact is going to piss off a lot of nutritionists and dietitians out there, but it is diet soda. Now, I have a bad history with diet soda. I used to consume this so much. I used to consume like, I don't know, 2 or 3 liters a day. It was excessive. Then I got down to about 1 liter, then half a liter, and now I don't drink too much of it anymore. I don't like the taste. It's really bad. It's bad for your teeth. It's apparently bad for your gut. And there was some recent research in Journal of American Medical Association that linked aspartame consumption to Alzheimer's in women later in life. I haven't had time to look at that article, but I wouldn't doubt it. I will say that a lot of strength athletes and a lot of fitness athletes use diet soda to curb cravings. Once in a while, you want to have something that has some flavor, but doesn't have sugar, doesn't have calories. But you don't want to eat anything, but you don't want just plain water. And I guess diet soda serves a need for that once in a while. Maybe the carburation. It's kind of good when it's cold, but once you have regular soda, you really can't go back to this. Personally, I don't like foods that are like fat-free, low fat, low salt, low this, reduced, anything free. It just seems really manufactured, and unnecessary. I just like to have the real thing. It always tastes better. It's always more satisfying. But you can try diet soda if you like it. Just don't tell your dentist. Okay, those are some of my best weight loss hacks for you. Remember, your mindset is 80% of weight loss. Weight loss is a mental game, but these little hacks can help you on the way. So I hope you find these useful. If you're struggling with overeating, binge eating, you're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to correct bad eating habits, then you can visit my website, saneaters.com. I have some free training there just for you. And if you want to speak with me personally, there is a link in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.